Friday, man. Trying to relax, huh? Yeah. Nah, yeah, get close. Yeah, close. What's up, y'all? I'm live, man. This thing, Charles. What's up, Black King? What's up? What's up, man? What's up with you? Black King 7, baby. I see you, baby. My baby. What's up, that guy? You better that guy, huh? That guy 12. I see you. Oh, you watching for a different YouTube channel? All right. Ray Schaefer's. What's up, MB? What's up, man? Jay Lucky. What's that? You changed your name too. Jay Lucky 42. What's up, man? Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Same old, same old. Moving, mega wave, developing new relationships, staying in my lane, realizing that sometimes you can't pick up other people's fights. You gotta let them have their own fight. Staying true to myself. Hey, Louis, I'm gonna get back at you, man. But what you know what it is. You know what it is, what your cost is, man. You just got it's the shipping. You know, it's the shipping to you, baby boy. But I'm gonna get on tomorrow. I got your message. Cam, 31. And me, my pop watches your videos ever since I put them on to you. But he's the most tech savvy person. He wants to know if two solo eights will bang better when powered by jail 1200 or kicker 1800 by one. I just heard a jail audio JD 1000 by one from I'm gonna say a friend of mine. Uh I hope y'all stay with me. Y'all got me? Did it reset? My connection is unstable. Let me see if I can use my phone. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get a connection. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm getting some weird stuff going on. Hold on, let me ask this question for a customer. Hold on a second. It's been a hectic day. My phone been acting kind of crazy. Won't let me call my wife. I'm trying to figure this problem out. All right. Ooh, boy, hold on. Let me get some of these questions. I think it'll sound good on the 12.1. Personally, me and my friend, when we was testing one on the seat truck enclosures, we did two kicker solo, two kicker Q class on the 12.1, did a 139.7. So the amplifier fights impedance rise severely, and its J audio is the best. It's the best Best amps you get out there. So I really believe the JL Audio 1500./1 is comparable to some people 2500 watt amp. The technology is in it. So I think they'll do fine on that. I think they'll do fine on that power. I suggest he do it. On the JL. Either one of them setups is good. I think they're about equal, only because JL and you can both use good amps. So if you got either one of those amps, you can use either one. They both use good components, in my opinion. Not here to say which is better. I'm not gonna do that because I don't test and review amps. Let me see right here. That's going down here. What's up, Coop? 2379. You gonna test that Z8? I don't know. I'm up in the air about it. If I had to, I'm not gonna test it. If I gotta buy $700. I don't think it's worth it. I'm just straight. If I gotta buy full price, probably ain't gonna. Now, if I buy it as a reseller, whatever the reseller cost is, I'm gonna see. Other than that, I can't put it on the seat of a truck. So if any box I'm gonna test it in, it'll be for people with SUVs, mega cabs. There's not a lot of mega cabs on the road. And also when I actually look at it, even though it doesn't have an 8-inch cutout, it is an 8-inch. That mountain depth kind of takes away from it being an 8. You can get a friend's voice core and put a 10 where you can put that joke at. He's so tall, he ain't really big. He did away with that, honestly, Jamil, so he can get 30 millimeters X-Max. How you get that is by the length of the coil. If he'd have did 30 millimeters X-Max and stayed with an 8-inch cutout and kept it on 8 inches, I'd probably been more amazed. But what he did, of course, is the baddest 8 out. It's 9.5 inches tall. You put a longer coil in it, you can get 30 millimeters X-Max. But if you actually did the BL squared divided by RE, you'll find out that the X8 V4 motors is far stronger than the Z8. It just doesn't have the cone area or the mass to handle 2,000 watts on miss. What amp would you recommend for 2 Solo X15? And would you recommend one or both? Or one for each sub? What amp? The 3600 or 3600. And personally, I feel you can put a 3600 on each one. If your electrical's right. P Chain, what's up, man? How them Toros doing for you, man? You still like them, boy? One thing I like, you one customer I know you ain't gonna switch out every time something new come around. You got what you're looking for. You got your beat. And what's up, man? It's great. Have you heard the underseat solos on the CX8? That's something else I need to. I've heard a single Solo X on 1800 watts. That guy's name's Alex Harris, and he's doing a 140 for sure. What he has to do to get a 141 in a lanes wouldn't be legal, but he's touching. If he get that electrical right, I believe he stiffens that electrical. Maybe some lithium. I won't recommend it, but that's what he does. I don't think he needs a high power alternate. He just got to stiff up that electrical a little better because he's on stock electrical. I believe he'll do a 141 with a single on the Kicker CAC 1800. His name's Alex Harris. He's on the Kicker Facebook account. Alexander Harris. So I've heard that. That's local to me. So, and I know that I was doing 140s with 2 on a Fallsgate 1500 BDCP. So I can say that, in my opinion, for me, hurting one on a 1800 watt amp, and what people can do what I do and greater. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm of great confidence that I could say that's a good combo. Yeah, in my opinion. This is an interesting question. He already has a 1200.1, but didn't know if he needed to get the 1800 to necessarily power them correctly. The more power you put to them, the greater output potential. You can put them on 1,000 watt amp. You can put them on 500 watt amp. You can put any subwoofer rated at a given RMS under what it's rated at. You just know that you're not getting the full performance out of it. As long as the amp is set correctly, if you put two on a 500 watt amp and they're only getting 250 watts in the perfect world before rise, you're not hurting the subwoofers. When you buy a vet, there's nowhere in the United States where you can go 220 miles, 220 miles an hour, which is on the dash. But you're not hurting the vet if you don't go 220 miles an hour. The speed limit in the United States is 75 miles an hour. You're not hurting the vet because you never take it to 220. The same theory applies with a subwoofer. You're not hurting it if you don't fully use the capability the coil is able to handle. As long as the power you are sending is clean. Some people believe that God Dead Game Audio says this all the time, that there's no such thing as power rating. He says no such thing as power. No such thing as poly. No, there's no such thing as max power rate. Because as long as the power clean, you'd be surprised how much power you can throw to robust, great coils. But keep in mind how much of that power that you send in is actually moving the subwoofer, and what's just turning the heat. And that's with any subwoofer. That's with any subwoofer. Once you get to a certain point with any driver that you're throwing more power into it, but it's not actually getting louder. It's able just to be able to handle the power. Things that come into play are the type of coil, the size of the gap. The gap's relatively large. You're going to have to throw so much power into the voice coil just so it can pick up on, so that its magnetism can pick up on the magnetic gap and move. DD and Kicker like to use tight gap subwoofer, J audio as well, B2 audio as well. Who else do I carry like that? Tight gap subwoofers, meaning that they're very efficient in turning electrical signal into noise. Where you have some manufacturers, man, they make voice coils that are so large and able to handle the power, and the gap's big that you have to throw that much power into the driver just to get it to move. The MS is very, very heavy, and the gap is so big that you have to throw that much power into the voice coil just so that it will react to the magnetic gap, i.e., sundown. Yeah, that's what's up with the Z8 for sure. And she got to throw a lot of power into that voice coil just for it to move. Where the Kicker voice coil, it moves very efficiently on 800 watts, and it can take more power as well. And you'd be surprised how much output you can get. So just understand what the manufacturer is actually giving you when they give you these large gap subwoofers. Large gap means the voice coil moves over the pole, and the gap is so big that you got to throw so much power into it just so it can magnetize and move against the BL. Because that's what the motor's for. If you take away the gap, the woofer has nothing to move against or toward. So that's sometimes because your power rating is nothing but how much heat your voice coil can handle before it starts to unravel. The glue starts to fail and it starts to unravel, turns into a slinky. So just keep all that in mind. With the Kicker, whether it's on 1200, you're going to get a great performance, or 1800 will give even more performance. If he wants to spend more money and get 1800, he'll get more performance. Upgrade my electrical and battery today. Man, what a difference. Still have some other things to do, but very pleased so far. That's the main thing, electrical, man. Good sound system starts under the hood. When powering a sub, what percentage of headroom would you need in an amp? That's a matter of choice. It's all a matter of choice. Okay, so if you use the SMD device, you're going to set the amplifier to give out its full power at a certain setting on your radio. And if you dial that back, let's say your amp does, in the perfect world, your amp does 2,500 watts at 1 ohm. So in the AC voltage, it's 50 volts AC. Now, if you set it to 40 volts AC, some of your dynamic peaks in the music is still going to be within the nominal operating output level of the amp. Because all amps have dynamic. They can far exceed for 9 seconds the rated power. So it might be like they do the dyno test and they put it one on a static load, just one frequency going, and they burp it. They burp in the amp. It does 29.92. Oh, that's great. Amp does more than rated. On dynamic, it might hit 34. Yeah. So if you dial that power back and you're setting it with a SMD, you know where it clips it. And then you take the multimeter to see what your AT voltage is at where it starts to clip. Well, instead of setting right at 50, you set it back at 40 or even 35. Man, you're leaving power on the table. Yeah, you're leaving power on the table that when you get the dynamic peaks, most of that's going to stay clean. And then it's going to go into the. So it's there's no set rule on it, I don't think. I think it's just what you want to do. It's just what you want to do. You can also control that with your Subwoofer preamp. Uh-oh. What you say, Louis? US amps out with a new 8-inch, but got the same cookie color basket with spaces for motor basket. You do for real, Louis? Well, you know, US amps really is known for amps. So I ain't tripping. I ain't gonna trip on them. But five, baby. Five's got this from John Raby himself. Five's coming out with amps. I mean, Five's coming out with 8-inch subwoofers, man. 4 of them. Yeah. They have to be built here in the US of A. That's going to scare a lot of people. Particularly people saying some brands, some of the members, some employees of certain brands was attacking Scott. And it's interesting they were attacking Scott because they still made in China. So it's kind of interesting to me that I'm gonna see how this plans out. But I got Sky High call hard. I got Sky High winning because I got Scott on the team. Yeah, Scott with 5. That's the engineer. This distributor that's coming out with subwoofers, he has a very reputable engineer on his team. Very, very reputable engineer. And I'm gonna see what's gonna happen with the 5 camp, the 5 and Sky High cardio camp coming together. It's gonna be some interesting things. Now Scott has an unlimited. Now I think what a lot of, and I'm not gonna say no names, but y'all know who y'all are. Y'all watching. Y'all always say you ain't watching me. You know what I'm saying? Here I go finna say something stupid again, yeah, because you fucking watching. Now John has an engineer on this team. I think he's gonna expose you. I really do. I really do. Now he got unlimited budget. And he's making all this stuff right here in the USA. Every last bit of it. How you feel about that? How you feel about that? Industry contributor. Ain't that so? Boy, I tell you the truth. Let me look at this. US amps. I thought Bolin was making they sub, Louis. Subwoofers. They got an 8-inch. But Bolin Audio is making the amps. 10, 12, LS. I don't see the 8, man. Oh, that's the sale. Let me see. Oh, I don't see the 8. Send it to me, Louis. I won't see it. I'm not surprised. Part of the audio, they use that stamp basket, Generation 1 basket. 2 years. till he get his money up. The motor is definitely like they use the stamp basket because their money ain't where it need to be. Once they get their money right there, I'm pretty sure they're gonna come up with their own resident-free basket, increase the mountain height. From what I'm getting from Sky High with the Far East is coming besides this FMX 8, which is in Sky High's line. And Scott's behind that. It's got a 7.5 inch cutout, going for a Super 8 title. What Fire's doing and keeping the 8 inch cutout is gonna hurt some feelings. It's gonna hurt some feelings. Imagine a woofer that has 28 millimeters of X Max and still can fit up on the seat of a truck. That's only 2 millimeters less than what the Z8 is, but it can't fit up on the seat of the truck without a 2.5, unless you get a 3.5 inch. Imagine that. Stay tuned, man. I'm gonna show y'all who really doing something, who really just cheating. And and one thing about Fire, they ain't scared of coming war. Scott ain't worried about it. And I like this because I like competition. And I'm seeing who really ready to play. And we all ain't buddies. Because if they ain't buying your subwoofer, they buying theirs. And they ain't playing. They ain't playing at all. Would you say your mid cab is about the size of a small SUV? Yes, sir. It's about the size of a small SUV, like a Nissan. In fact, my sister had a Nissan Rogue. My cabin was bigger than hers. Because I'm not only, it's not necessarily that long, but it's a 3,500 truck. I'm wide. It's a 1-ton dually. It's wide. I'm very, very wide. From inside my cabin, from one end, just inside the cabin, from one side of the door to the other, with the door being closed, is 66 inches. Most trucks are 60. I'm 66. And then my height is tall too. So I got a big cabin. Hard to pressurize it, but I can get some mates out there that can pressurize it very well. I can't answer this question for you, bro. I suggest you go to Excess Power. It's another one. Limited Lithiums, and ask them guys there. I don't run 9,000 watts, so I don't ask questions for stuff I have no. I'm not gonna do that. What's going on? We need a channel devoted strictly to answering electrical questions for people. There's very few people getting up here and that I know. I know Andy does it for Kicker. I do it for everybody. You know, I'm not the brand loyalty to nobody. Who else? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of EXO. But I don't think he's not brand loyal. He does it for whatever. He just shares knowledge. But I don't know. You got to ask around. What's going on, MB? What's up, Taylor May? I got that order for you, baby. I'm going with the M2500 because of Vulture's clip knob and dampening factor. That negates the 500 less it doesn't have versus the LX3000. Okay, I got you. He's done. He did the 141. The only thing that Alex, I told Alex about that is revving the engine. You can't rev the engine. You can't do that. You can't rev the engine. You got to get out the vehicle. But if he's done it on the 1800, it is what it is, because that's mimicking when he's riding around. The RPM's up, right? So he's doing the 141 riding around on a single Solo X in his cabin. On a single Solo X on the CXA 1800.1. He's doing a 141 at 35 hertz. That's impressive. And I'm gonna stamp that because I done heard what he's doing with one. I heard it myself. Yeah, some people are gonna say, "Oh, it's in the kick, whatever." There's a such thing as meter in the kick. And so whenever you hear people say that about meter in the kick, there is a such thing as meter in the kick. It's called outlaw, and that's where they put the meter in the kick. So throw that argument out the way as well. And that's in a Beamer M5 or X. I ain't a Beamer X5. It's a sport. It's the fast one. It's the fast one. So that's great. That is truly phenomenal. Easily duplicated because he's telling everybody what volume he is, and he's telling you the port area, and he's on stock electrical. Yeah, yeah. It's funny when I see that. I don't know if it's the Facebook algorithm or what. I mean, it's not getting that much exposure. The man is not lying. He's not lying. So I was gonna meet him, try to meet. I was supposed to meet him last Friday. I was gonna text him today, so let's do it today. It didn't happen. Trying to get these boxes out, deal with customers. It didn't happen. It didn't happen today, but I'm going to get that on the channel so people can see what you can do with a single one. Hopefully, I'm gonna get it before he changes his electrical and it just all stopped. Without period, he can do 140. Just getting out of the vehicle, leaving on idle. He can do 140 at 35 hertz all day, every day. But he wanted to know what it's like when he's driving around, and he wanted to see that. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I personally think that's a practical application. How loud is it when I'm riding around? And the engine, because you are louder then because the alternator is spooling up than sitting there. Like, I don't care about burp scores. I want to see what you're doing on music. And I don't see nothing wrong with he's duplicating that, but I'm just letting them know that when you're doing you go to a show, they're not gonna let you do that. So, and when people say, "Oh, that's not," it's still the DB is the DB, bro. I don't see why he could, but that's just how the rules are set up. What's up? El Fuego, boy, I ain't see you in a minute. You can change your name too, and it used to just be El Fuego. What's 4341? Can't wait. Oh man. I got it. Oh man. Hold on. So I'm trying to get these comments up here. So many comments. You got resilient sound, Gold 8, but need way more power. Not that much more. Not that much more. I'm making them pop on 1500 watt Falls Gate. BDCP. I had them popping. How do you feel about auto control 6x9 components, 6.5, and the amplifiers? I will comment on the amplifiers. I've heard them personally. The components, mids and highs, man, I say all the time, we need to channel somebody specifically dedicated to reviewing 6.5. Other than that, I'm just saying, hey, I don't know. I don't run them. I ain't heard them. I do know they signal processing and coming out with an amplifier is in the same genre with the signal processing. So I done heard the amps. They do stellar. They're owned by I think AAMP, who owns Stinger and Audio Control. I think Stinger's the parent company. So what happened is, what's happening right now, you see a lot of consolidation in the industry. Those with the big purse strings are buying these small companies that are coming out with stellar products and giving them basically a blank check to move forward. That's what's happening with Fire and Sky High. When he bought, that's a chess move John did. When he bought them, he did that for a reason. To go after a brand he used to carry, and he went and bought their number one. He went and bought what they were calling their enemy. He bought that. He bought that. Now we're gonna get some more competition. We're gonna see we really know what. I'm gonna sit back and watch it play out. But I know it's gonna be 4, 5, 8s coming. And one of them gonna be a Titan. But they're gonna fit up under the seat of a truck, 2.5 inch seat lift. It's gonna be functional. I have auto control passive cross fader. I tell you, I want competition. I don't even get along, buddy. Get along, buddy, make me feel like, well, you actually ain't doing nothing. You just making money off of us. I have an audio control passive crossover, and it sounds amazing with the speakers I've hooked up to it. Oh, that's good, bro. Yo, what's up, ADHD? Yeah, something is going on in the world all over the place. My phone will not let me call my wife. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. It's something going on right now. The devil is busy. That's all I would say. The devil is very, very busy. I heard that cheap, clean tires are worth buying. What do you think? If that's where your money at, man, that's where your money at. Buy where your money at. I don't like them. I don't like Brazilian amps. I don't like tar amps. I think the base is hollow. That's just my opinion. But if that's where your money's at and that's what you want to do, I ain't buying it. You are. Orion NT series has a dampening factor greater than 1,000. What that means? A lot of control. The output impedance is very low, so that it can counteract the impedance coming back from the amplifier, the subwoofer as it moves. That which is some people call box rise, and which is eating up a lot of your power. Box rise, impedance rise. Well, we have low output impedance and a high dampening. Your amplifier is able to in nanoseconds correct the feedback. Listen, when you put wire on a piece of metal and spin around real fast around a magnet, you create an electrical signal. When a voice coil, by its very movement, is creating resistance to the power that's coming to it. By its very movement, by its very ability to be magnetized by the alternating current, that's what's happening. When you send, so you'll understand how subwoofer works. When you send power into the voice coil, it's alternating. That polarity, positive, negative, is acting against the permanent magnetic field there. By its very movement, it's creating its own LE, eddies, and current. That current is fighting against the current that's being forced to it. As the woofer keeps moving, the voice coil starts to heat up. More of that current is going back in the line to the amplifier. If your amplifier has a low output impedance, it can counteract that effect and still deliver the power that you want to it. That technology costs more than woofers than amplifiers do not have that technology. That's why you pay more for certain amps, J Audio amps, digital design amps, because they're giving you get more of your power actually delivered to the driver when you have a high dampening factor. The industry standard there was 110. I personally feel that the higher the dampening factor, the better the sound is, the more impactful with the bass. That's my personal opinion. I look for amplifiers that have a high dampening factor. If that amp AT has that, I think it's a great sounding amp, in my opinion. I try to tell them, but pops don't believe young bucks. I got 225/8 on a 3K and told him if he wanted the biggest bang he could get, he would have 18 on it, but he wanted MB to say it. Well, I'm glad I was able to answer that for you. Also, with that being said, about these 225/8s, the 25/8 has an iron claw spider. What does that mean? That spider takes a considerable amount of time to break in. So when you first get a pair of 25/8s and you was to compare it to some, let's say, a Sundown XAV4, you may feel that the Sundown XAV4 is louder. The reason why is because its spider is going to move a whole lot easier at the start than, say, a brand new 25/8. Its break-in period is going to be nowhere near as long as a 25/8. Also, its life is not going to be nowhere near as long as the 25/8. The 25/8 is going to have a much longer life and less likely to succumb to spider sag as quickly as, say, a Sundown XAV4 or any other standard cutout 8, because it has the iron claw spider. The downside of him giving you that, and Joshua was willing to take the hit, is because in the beginning they may have output kind of comparable to a standard cutout 8. However, over the course of the break-in time, the 25/8 will get consistently louder and louder and louder, and also has a much longer life because of its large spider and the material they use to make it spider. Unlike other manufacturers, the DD25/08 spider is proprietary. The G7 spider is proprietary. The Solo X8 spider is proprietary. You will not see spiders like that on no other woofer. Would you get better sound quality from 2 Solo X8s compared to 1 Solo X on the same? You didn't tell me the size. So I don't know how to answer that question because you didn't tell me the size. If DD come back with the Mini Z, oh, there ain't no if. You can take the if out. When DD comes back out with the Mini Z8, how much do you think the price one would be? Ooh-wee. Now, here's the thing. That's a very good question. With the Z8 from Sundown being 700, that kind of puts the onus. It does, and that's why I like competition. So you're gonna bring the Mini Z back out. How are we gonna stay comparable to a $700 price tag? So two things: when the Mini Z comes out, if he keeps that motor structure narrow, could be still long, but if he keeps it narrow, like let the motor, because it's a Neo, only be 6 inches in mounting depth. 6 inches in diameter. It will still fit under the seat of a truck with a 2.5 inch seat lift. If you just keep that motor, you can make it 9.5 inches, but keep the motor only 6 inches in diameter. And you can make it 9.5 inches, give it its 30 or even more X-Max, longevity, life, consistency because of that iron claw spider, and get you 30 minutes of X-Max, and it will be fine. But can you do it around $1,100? That's the question. $1,100, MB, that's $400 more than the Z8. But for those other reasons, it'll be a Neo motor, far stronger, iron claw spider, handcrafted in the USA. I'm not going to get away from the handcrafted in the USA. I'm pushing all manufacturers to bring the subwoofers back for two reasons. Number one, I keep track. That's why I tell you I'm not a bass head. I keep track of things going on in the world. China, friend. Soon here, China's going to make a move on Taiwan. You need to get the manufacturing back to the United States. They said they're going to do it by 2027. It's 2025. We got now and all of 2026. It's time for any reputable, smart manufacturer to realize, let's get it out of the People's Republic of China. Everybody, they go for kicker two. Get it out of there. The years of exorbitant products, price, by having them make it is over, because now his populace, they want to demand more, and they're getting kind of cocky too. Saying they got all this stuff, they make the stuff for the entire world. Well, one way we can end that is bring it back home. Not assembled here, made here. FI stuff is made here. FI stuff is made right here. So stay tuned. And how high of a seat lift will be required? I just answered your second question. I don't believe a seat lift. Look. Understand this fully. Josh is not going to make anything that's not going to fit up under the seat of a truck with a 2.5 inch seat lift. I'll be surprised if he do. He asked me, I built that man 3 mock-ups to make sure the 2508G would fit under the seat of a truck with a 2.5 inch seat lift. He used me to the full to make sure that happened. He ain't a novel item. That's why he's been around so long. And I don't think that Solo X going to be kickers. That's it for kicker. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm good. Kicker's first $400 and it's surprisingly is a competitor. Yeah, don't do that. That's why I burned out. Is it dangerous to utilize 2 different power cores on the opposite side of a fuse holder? Yes, that's why it failed, because you use 2 different sizes. So the fuse holder became a choke point. If you continue to do something like it, could be a fire hazard, burn your vehicle down. So don't do that. Fire and sky screw me over. Not what they used to be. Hey, everybody got some kind of discrepancy with a company, so I just can't take one. And everybody got, if you don't get your way, and it's always two sides. I find out there's always two sides to the story. So sorry that whatever happened to your understanding. I don't work there. I'm not a dealer for them either. I'm just stating the facts and stuff I see that's happening in the industry. And they position themselves. The man positioned himself very, very well. Yeah. He's positioned himself very, very well. Fire is probably going to be the first to introduce an 8 Titan AC property with Neo motor. This is true. This is a true deal. Oh, yeah? Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, A and B, what soundbar would you recommend for 2J Audio 12W7? I recommend what J Audio says when coming to 12W7. I heard the output box again on the JLD 1000 and the 2-door Chevy Tahoe. Man, that thing sounded good. Nice beat down the street. 96. What's up, dude? What's up, Tech? DJ Tech? What's happening, man? You watching? That thing sounded good, bro. I'm glad I was able to set you correctly. So now because that's the expensive subwoofer now. I think they want $1,700 for that 12W7. Ooh, yeah, you right. We do not need that thing to tell, and it sounds good. Sounds excellent. And port side, listen to R&B and hip hop. Thanks. I would stay around 14 square inches in the port area. And in the box volume they tell you to put it in. I wouldn't deviate from that. It's not gonna handle twice rated. I will tell you that. X Max is not the total amp. X Max, cone area, BL, VAS, all of those things together play a part. But having the more X Max is a considerable bonus. Yes, it is. It is. The main thing is the box. That's the main thing. AMB. Man. What is this? What is this? What is this thing doing? Ooh. Man, I'm trying to get this thing and catch it on questions, man. Oh man, hold on. Oh man, have my feed frozen up? Oh, hold on, man. AME, there's is 2.6 net tune to 130 and too big for 2 solo X8. Nah, I don't think so. You can go all the way up to 2 Qs per and be right at rated power. Okay, you compared the Resilient Sounds Gold to the Cosmos. Do you think the Gold V2 is any different, or is it they're better in the same price range? I don't think there's a difference between the Verge V2 and the V1. I really don't. I really don't. I think that company is it's the business, the subwoofer. But does it make bass? Yes. It's the stellar driving Does it get loud? Yes. Is it really a lot of technology in there? I don't think so. Nothing to make it stand out. Right guy. David Cruz, what's up? Can you use two Solo X and undersea box for 22 Silverado? Yes, sir. You will not need a seat lift. I can get that amp, yes. Depending on your vehicle. Depends on your vehicle. Most trucks can power it at 2 ohm. Most trucks can power it at 2 ohm. Some diesels, for sure, a diesel doesn't need no electrical upgrade. It can power the amp fine. But it all depends on your alternator rating and all depends on the alternator rating. Really, truly. I can't answer. How many watts and amp hour does one Titan 8 handle? I don't know. There's only one Titan amp, and I think it handles. Oh, you talking about the Titan battery? I don't know. I don't know. I don't run it. Man, this thing is duplicating the same thing. Did this dude ask this question 3 times? He did ask the question 3 times. That's crazy. Okay. Going back to the question of two Solo X8s versus one X8. Sound quality on the same power. Sub enclosure 2.5 cubic foot. One sub 1.25. Sound quality wise, on the same power. So if they're on the same power, I think the sound quality wise probably go to the two. Because they got 4 cores going to split that power up. Well, if you put all that power, you said same power. So you put all that power to one sub, the same power you put in 2 subs, you only got 2 cores, it's going to heat up pretty quickly. So I would say the sound quality would go to the two. Because then there's 4 cores dividing whatever amount of power you're going to put. So they're probably running cooler. It's easier on the load. My thoughts. David Land. AMB, I know you said before that two DC Auto level 310s. Yes, sir. Will fit on the seat of a 2010 Silverado. No seat lift needed. Yes, sir, they will. 2.5. No seat lift needed in 2019. But is the outside diameter 11 inches? How would that work? You got 11 inches in the 2019 Silverado, man. You got that cushion up under the seat. You got 11 inches. I said level 3. Yeah. That'll work. That'll work. Assembled here. Made here, 5DD and soon kick. Yeah. I won't kick it to come back. I want D. Josh should know how I feel. Josh means something back. Josh knows how I feel. I've been said make them all here, but for budgetary reasons, at the time, it's a business. People gotta make money, feed their family, take care of their family and stuff like that. So I get everybody made in China. But now we see how the world is changing right here before our eyes. Getting stuff made in China is. And I came out of the company right now. I'm looking to make it in. I'm looking to make it in a company, in a country that has the same political leanings and governance as I have. Common sense tell me don't make it in Russia or China or North Korea or Iran. I mean, in certain places, just them days are over. Them days are over. Yes. Tell them that guy DC Audio is made here as well. Yep. Hey, This brother here, I'm doing his box. Hey, I put the stain on your box too. He has a 400 amp MacMan charging at 14.6. He has two Titan 8s running a JP53 of DS18 4004 and DS18 1200x4 full tip. He said he drops 13.8. I heard it setup. He recently showed me he did something else. First, when we got in the vehicle, he got to a 138 with two Sundown X4s. And then he did something, he said, and now he's doing a 144 with two of them in the underseat prefab box. And I think he's at 35 hertz. So anybody got questions about lithium? Ask Vincent. I sit there and watch. Voltage wasn't dropping. Voltage wasn't dropping. I was in the vehicle when it did the 138. I guess I'm gonna hit a 144 when he come pick this box up, which should be ready here in a couple of days. I just put the stain to it. You're gonna love that stain, Vincent. You're gonna love that stain. I gotta put the clay on it now. I'll send you a picture tomorrow, okay? Dr. MB, God bless you and family. Got just to tune in the channel, Fighting Our Fish and keeping God first. And you know it, keeping the truth first too. Oh man. Needs to be to run it at least a 180. At least 180 with some stout batteries. And you're gonna need two. But a 220 would be better. But at least 180. Big said, yeah, I want to see your picture. It look nice too, man. It's I think I matched it up real good. I think I matched it real good. It's dark over there right now. It's got it. I stained it today, Vincent. So, this Vincent question. I stained it today, so I gotta let this dry. Tomorrow I'll start putting one coat on there and let that dry about all day, and then I'll sand it and put another coat, and then I'll sand it, and then I'll wake her in the morning and put the last one. I'm looking for maybe my Monday. Whenever you ready, it's got its own spot over there. But wait till y'all see that boy there. 3 Sundown X15 double walled enclosure with a 3-inch baffle. It is stout. 6 2-inch dial rods. It's a monster. you finna be waking the dead with this, boy. I promise you. Promise you that. I don't know nothing about running high voltage, T-Brew. I try to keep it simple. Just maintaining 14.5. I'm not gonna give you no information on something that I'm not doing. Now I've heard that Sting, that CT Sound 1400.1. That's still an incredible amp. That'd be a nice amp. I would like to get just to that glass bottom. Just the CT Sound 1400.1 amp. That amp was this legend. But that Stinger MT 2000, good friend of mine told me he was pushing with it, and it stopped too. It stopped too. I don't think you can go. I know the Stinger M2000 what I would go to. I don't have no experience with the 2000, the CT Sounds 2000. The Stinger MT, someone who I respect and call told me it's a good amp, so I'm passing that on. I trust him. We sit around some time in his garage and talk about speakers and amps and stuff like that. So I'm passing that on. The CT Sound 1400.1D, a Deuce Sound. Well, yeah, coming up on the hour, man. I'm only gonna get that Z8, man, if I ain't gotta pay full price. I ain't gonna pay $700 for it. Because I'll be like telling y'all, because it needs a 3.5-inch seat to fit on the seat of the truck. So if I get it at a good price as a reseller, I'll get one. But it depends on how much they want. Because I'm a reseller. I know where to go get one as a reseller. But I ain't gonna pay $700 for it. I don't, because the reason why I'm not gonna pay $700 for it, because it ain't nothing. It's new. but he really didn't do nothing. From being on this side of the industry, I understand he didn't do anything. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's just fact, not feelings. The Z10 has 32 millimeters or 34 millimeters X-Pack. I think it's 32. And it's the same sub series as the Z8. The Z8 is 9.5 inches, and the Z10 is 10 inches, 10, 10 and a quarter inches, something like that. Well, the reason why he was able to get all the X-Max because you made the woofer so long. And that's what created his own class, Titan 8. But any others, I mean, DD, Kicker, all of them could have did that and got the X-Max just by making the voice cord longer, making a bigger basket. So for those reasons, I said, well, you really didn't do nothing there. You just made it bigger. You made it bigger than the 10. So it does have its own class, but truthfully, and people are gonna buy it anyway. I don't care what I fucking say. People are gonna buy it anyway. But when you really look at it, the space that's needed to put that there, you might as well buy a damn 10. So for those reasons, I won't pay full price for it. Not me. Since some of these subs are so heavy, is the sub facing up port back really going to affect your sound output just to compensate? Sub up port back has always been a thing in SUVs. I've got a sub up port up in my truck. It's similar to an SUV. I can't do port back or going into the wall. It really comes down to listening preference. There's no output on it. Nobody listens to stuff the same. You welcome 7-8 Rooster. Hmm. Alpha the Mills was you here, Vincent. I didn't realize that when I was with personally. It's a 2018 Denali LP5 diesel. They fast. I need to get a high auto switch where I can get auto at 1,000 RPM. Should have bought you a coming. True diesel. You gonna get mad? I know Vincent gonna be like, I know, bro. It's a pretty truck though, and the LP5 they fast. There's some fast jokers. It's a fast truck, man. This is the box I'm building for. Wait till y'all see that boy. I'm putting extra special time in this boy here. He tell me that I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna put the grill on it. It's about time to get off y'all. I'm about trying to figure out how I'm gonna put the grill on it, where I'm gonna put the grill at. He said gorilla it up. I said, I don't know if I'm gonna do all that. For instance, here's the thing. Every box I build, man, I build as if it's for me. Period. I build for performance. I build for output strictly. Strictly build for output. Strictly. So the way I designed this box, you gotta see it. Y'all gonna see it. Maybe when I put I'm wait till it's completely finished before I let y'all look at it. Really, when I let y'all look at it. When the gloss coat I'm finna put on this is going to be the prettiest box y'all ever seen on my channel. This is gonna this will be the prettiest box y'all ever see on my channel. It's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, and whoever he's answering, I give tips and pointers. Doesn't tune or do installs. Look at EXO, SMD, JP installs. He got a whole channel dedicated to stuff like that. JP installs. Look at he got a whole channel dedicated to that. You making what you shooting at? What you shooting at John the Price for? Don't do that because they gonna say I did it. I ain't gonna I ain't know. They gonna get a gorilla on it. It's such a beautiful box that when I put the gorilla on it, I want to put it because you got them 3 areas in the port with them 3 circular ports on the bottom. I'm trying to figure out where can I put the box and put the gorilla, make it look professional and all through it at the same time make it blend in. I don't want it to really stand out. I know I'm not gonna put a black one on there. I know that. I'm looking at a boil because the color is that reddish color, like you told me. And you'll see. Let me take the picture tomorrow. It's dark over there right now. You'll see, Vincent. I just with me and my boxes, it's not about me pushing my name. You're gonna push them in the box, and you gonna push my name. People gonna know when people hear it, they're gonna say, man, who built this box? And that's when you just tell them. So that's what got me here to the strength I'm in right now, is making sure y'all get the output y'all looking for. I like the gorilla. It's a gimmick. My wife got it because, you know, it seems like, MB, you mad all the time. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm telling the truth. I'm mad at him. Got my mouth wide open. Didn't say something stupid again. But obviously, I guess he's calling all of us stupid. I got 60,000 subscribers. I got 4 more than you got. Hey, y'all be blessed, man.